Yo, what's up, Facebook and YouTube? What's up, Instagram? What up? Yo, what's a good word? What's going on? Am I doing Ramadan? No. What's up, Marie? What up, Russell? Pompeo! Surprise Fleshy Fun Bridge. It's the Fleshy Fun Bridge hour. What's up? What's up, Sasha? What's up, Nakwa? What's up, Spitfire? What's the good word? How you doing, Kim? Fleshy Fun Bridge, engaged. What's going on? What's up, Ash? How you doing? Terra Stats, what's up? Perfectly Flawed, how you doing? What's the good word? What's up, Jane? What's up, Scott? What's up, Tina? How you doing, Lori? What's up, California? Raz and Wen, what's going on? What's up, Annie? How you doing? Cherie ... What's up? What's up? What's up, fellow bags of beans? Pearson, what's up? Pompeo. What's up, Nettie Lou? How's it going? What's up, Amy? I'm just over here in the Fleshy Fun Bridge. Scott on Facebook says, "Hi, are you high on meth?" Yes, I am. Bob, what's going on? Becky, how you doing? I am high on meth, everyone. Me and Hunty just got back from a retreat. We both just did a bunch of meth, and now I'm gonna yell everything in my brain. What's up, Christy? How's it going? Rocco, what are you doing? What's up? What's up, Bob? Pineapple under the Pompeo. Pompano under the Pompeo. Pompano under the pineapple. Pineapple and Pompano under the Pompeo. Here we go. What's up, Indiana? What's up, Stephanie? How's it going? What's up, Scott? Yo, poof. I'm currently broadcasting from a super secret, top secret underground bunker inside a pineapple under the sea. We're underneath the Winter White House right now, live and direct from the Winter White House. I'm currently on a submarine. This background is fake. It's just supposed to convince you. It's supposed to convince you that I'm at my typical office. But I am a hologram. I'm in a pineapple under the sea, under the Winter White House in West Palm Beach, Florida. Donnie is upstairs in the second level of the pineapple submarine. Pompeo's about to get here. He's coming on a helicopter. It's not even no typical helicopter. It's one of those helicopters with 4 blades. You don't even see those. It's a cargo helicopter because you need to carry precious cargo, aka Pompeo. I realized earlier I turned the AC down because it was raining, because it cooled off over here in Florida. And now I realize I'm about to elevate my blood pressure. I probably should turn the AC back up. So hold your grundle for a second. I'm going to turn it up. Turn it down. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can feel it already. Florida is great. Yes, Florida is the greatest time. Flesh Bags of Rice 2024. People leaving the room. Good. I'm on the pineapple anyways. You don't need to be here for it. Oh my God. Yo, so thanks for being here. So I said grundle a couple of times this weekend. I thought that was just a funny word. If anyone that doesn't know what a grundle is, the grundle, the gooch. And then what I thought was the best thing I ever heard ever is that another name for it is Fleshy Fun Bridge. So I will be saying Fleshy Fun Bridge as many times as I can. Say that 6 times fast. Fleshy Fun Bridge, Fleshy Fun Bridge. You can't even do it. It can't be done. Schwab is my grandfather. I'm in a pineapple. I'm Pompeo's niece. I identify as they. I'm under the sea with SpongeBob and Patrick. Yes, that's correct. Melinda is, yeah, don't forget about taint. That's a good point. Vava Tralala, whatever the fuck. That's right. It's a Fleshy Fun Bridge. It's a taint. It's a gooch. It's a grundle. It's a Fleshy Fun Bridge. That's what it is. It's a Fleshy Fun Bridge. And I, for one, am here for it. So tickle my bag, twist me in a knot, and let's hear what's zipping and zapping over here in the pineapple. Oh my word. Yo. So I wanted to start off today's beanbag cast with what I think is just super dope. I saw this article over the weekend, and I was like, "Well, that's nice. That seems totally fun." And this will be a warm fuzzy bag entryway to the next thing that I was going to talk about, which is just the world being trash as per usual. You know how it is. You know how the world goes. It's a garbage fire. Everything is trash and everything is on fire. No one can be trusted. The media is the virus, and everybody that listens to it and continues to perpetuate its bullshittery lies is part of the problem. You bags of rice. So tickle my fun bridge and let's just jump right into it. Cool. everybody on Facebook and YouTube is just hammering on the Fleshy Fun Bridge, fuzzy beanbag. Everybody's going in on the bag, which I think is fine. I'm getting asked if I took the juice on Instagram. You guys know I did. It's extremely safe, super trustworthy, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I love the juice. I love a good juice. Yeah, it is a dumpster fire. The world is actually a trash factory. All right, so here's the thing that really punched me in the fun bridge and pushed me into oncoming traffic. In St. Vincent, the island of St. Vincent in the Caribbean island nation of St. Vincent, or whatever the fuck. You get it. It's in the Caribbean. They got an island. There's land, there's water, there's a fucking montaña. Apparently one of those mountains erupted. This thing called the Lusufree volcano erupted on Friday. So this bag of shit eruption was just like, hey, thanks for coming in, but I'm about to just blast everybody's living area out into hell. But the thing that really stabbed me in the fun bridge about this was that that cruise ships were coming to the island to help evacuate people. 100,000 people live on this island, but they were only allowing people to evacuate on the cruise ships that have gotten the juice. That seems fine. And without fail, these bags of rice basically said that only people that have received the juice would be allowed to board. So that just means, in and of itself, point blank, that you are a second-class citizen if you have not been a recipient of the juice. Oh. What a nice little fear tactic for anybody that lives near a volcano. So you're standing there, a human being, a literal vehicle of human flesh, a light being, a literal light being, and they're going to go, sorry, you can't go on this ship because you didn't get the juice. I am not joking. This is real. Sick. This is a dope earth that we live on. Now, I don't know the details of what happened. I don't know if the lava was approaching and they're like, no, you didn't get the juice. Like, burr, burr. Like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I didn't have enough time to look into it with any more depth because me and Hunty were getting hopped up on those rocks. But so I don't know. But just the sheer premise of this whole thing is like, you know what I mean? Like, Hunter brought the Parmesan and we were just like, we were just scrumbling up all the parm. So that's fine. So cool. Thanks. That seems dope. So that seems cool. So, yeah. The last eruption caused $100 million in damages in 1902 and killed 1,000 people. But cool. Pass the Parmesan. Imagine all the plebes on that ship. Imagine. Dope. Anyways, so I thought that was just a real bag of shit. And yeah, extremely troubling. Just yet another example of the world being hot trash and no one caring about anything. So cool, dope. Thanks for coming in. The world is garbage. I'm having a good time. How about you? How are you doing? How is your fleshy fun bridge? Because I, for one, am concerned, beanbag. It's called St. Vincent. Just Google the juice cruise ship St. Vincent. Anywho, the evacuation had nothing to do with the juice. It had to do with the volcano. But anyhow, this next article it just stabbed my fun bridge with all of the knives, and I was like, this is dope. This is a really cool article in MSNBC. And before I get into this particular what the hell you want to call this, journalism? Before I get into this journalism, this whatever the fuck this is, people that are just putting words on a website and just acting like it's actually legit and done by a person with any fucking soul. I want everybody to know that, and I know that you guys know, again, because you remain woke, you live on the island of wokeness, and you guys stay close to the pulse, close to the noose of society, that the media is the virus. The media is the virus, and it is quite certainly the greatest threat to our freedom ever. It is the worst thing, because the people that are working there are paid puppets, paid corporate shills that are only trying to advance their own career, only trying to get themselves an anchor position, only trying to get themselves another sensational headline so that they can further their career and make more money. They don't care. These people have no soul. Or they're super lefty, super progressive, super woke, super socialist, Marxist, just horrendous people without any care for human life or society. But the media is the virus, pops. It really is. And what I think is even more concerning about the media is that people watch the media, and they watch the media for like 10 minutes or like 20 minutes or whatever, and then they bring those conversations, the narrative puppeted by the media, to normal conversations. And then when you're like, yo, that's not true, they're just like, I don't want to talk about it. And it's like, all right, it's like I'm lightheartedly paying attention to this every day, you freaking fun bridge. And Marcy says nobody died from the volcano. Great, that's fine. I'm glad to hear that nobody died. But the simple fact that they weren't taking people on this ship to evacuate because of the juice, that's the story. Whether nobody died, that's great. That's a great thing for humanity. So anyways, the point is that what I think is the big problem is that people don't pay attention. They watch the media or they listen to the media, and then they bring the media's narrative to conversations, and they're just like, oh, like, and I'm like, where did you hear that? And it's like, oh, on the news. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem. It doesn't matter if you heard it on HBO or Trevor Noah or MSNBC or any of these jabrones or Wall Street Journal or any of these other psychos. It doesn't matter where you heard it. They're all just different parts of the same snake. So it's like, that is the virus, pop. The media is the virus. And the thing that we should be the most concerned about is that, because they don't care. They don't care. So I can't stress this enough, and you know it, but you got to try to convince the people in your social circles to not consume the mainstream media. It's horrifying. They leak into your brain with their bullshit. And they're just like, here's the narrative. Goo. And it's like, I don't care if you have it playing in the background while you scratch your fun bridge and cut and chop celery or whatever the fuck you do, but don't do that. Just saying. And like, tell other people to stop doing that because they're full of shit. But whatever. Who cares, right? Who cares? Let's just all get the juice. All right. Huh, yo, ho, yo, this story again. Scott, poor Scott. Scott's in the Facebook. Scott's in the Facebook comments, trolling or mad or something. I don't know. It's getting lit. The Facebook comments are lit. I know people here on the gram are like, who uses Facebook? But they're my grandmother. But yeah. Anyhow, back in the Scott says debate me. MD here. No, I'm good. I'm all set. You could debate Russell. Russell's the man. He'll take you to church. Figuratively. Anyhow, like cool. All right, there's one doctor here. All right. How are we doing on mental health? How's the mental health going? Anyhow, anywhomst. Tickle my bag. All right. So there's this article that came out in there's an article that came out in Scott says, "Sure, dog, you're drunk." Yeah, I'm drunk. I'm super drunk. Again, imagine being a grown man. Imagine being a grown man MD sliding onto my Facebook video and trying to troll me. It's like just literally like lighthearily do any other thing. People are like, eat a D. Yo, the audience always comes. The audience always comes in and they got my back. I appreciate y'all. Me and Hunty will email you. We'll FedEx you some Parmesan. So this article, Instagram, the Facebook comments are getting lit. If you're near a computer, you might want to pull it up and just start yelling at each other. That's what everybody's doing. They're like, "Fuck you." Anyhow, back in the lab again. I'm getting distracted. I'm like squirrel. I'm like trolling. Anyhow. So this article came out in MSNBC, an opinion piece the other day, and it certainly is opinion because it's fucking stupid. Which is like, what would we possibly expect from fucking MSNBC? But here's what it says: Corona clap juice hesitancy among men is its own public health issue. Oh, it's a public health issue. A study says juice hesitancy among some men is a potentially fatal consequence of toxic masculinity. Huh! What are you talking about? Let me see if this was written by a woman. Yep. Okay. Just to preface it. An award-winning journalist. Cool. She wrote a book in 2019 called For the Love of Men, a new vision for mindful masculinity. I'm good with your opinion on masculinity, Liz. No one asked you, Liz. Who makes Liz the expert on masculinity? Maybe you should have asked a man, but whatever. Who cares about that? I heard this hilarious comedy bit back in the day. I forget who it was, but it was just they were making fun of how, like in Cosmo, it'll be like 105 ways to please your man, written by some chick. And the bit was something along the lines of, "There's only three things. There's only three things you need to do to please your man." It's like suck his dick, make him a sandwich, and don't talk so much, or something like that. And lighthearily every man on earth was like, pretty much. This is comedy. This is comedy, folks. These are just jokes. If you're not liking it, go put on the Kid Cudi record and grab your flowery sundress. Oh my god, I thought that was a funny one. Anyways, back to my it's Dave Chappelle. All right, of course it was. Literal facts. But anyhow, I digress. Women, we love you. These are jokes. These are just jokes. Some woman in the comments was like, "What is that? What is that?" Bobby has toxic masculinity. He's toxic. This guy's so toxic. His masculinity is so toxic. Anyhow, back to Liz. Liz! This article is hilarious. This is all the material I need. I could riff for an hour on this shit. This fucking article is so stupid. All right, Liz, let's see what she says. This article is just like Liz needs somebody to take a trip to her Fleshy Fun Bridge because this article is trash. Last month, President Joe Marionette I'm Dead Ice Cream Man dismissed a decision by governors in states including Texas and Mississippi to end diaper mandates and called them Neanderthal thinking. Good start, Liz. Yeah, Neanderthal thinking. Everyone in Texas is like, dope, I'm a Neanderthal. Fuck you. That's cool. And every other reasonable person is like, I'm good, Liz. Like, I'm trying to live my fucking life. Sorry, but anyhow, I'm a Neanderthal. Cool, that's a good one. Insult people. That's cool, Joe. So apparently, after this, Joey Basement reiterated his call for every governor, mayor, and local leader to maintain and reinstate the diaper mandate. Biden later solemnly stated in a White House address. Solemnly, he was solemn. Solemn. Okay, Liz. Whether he knew it or not, Biden was pointing to a specific and revelatory trend in how some people are interacting with clamdemic restrictions, because Neanderthal thinking might be the best way to describe an apparent aversion to diapers, health restrictions, and juice that certain men are exhibiting. Cool. Oh, interesting. Neanderthal is a term we often jokingly use to describe people, men normally, who act out destructive biological impulses without much thought, like the primitive Ice Age humans we learned about in school. Oh, is that true? All the men who act out destructive biological impulses? Oh, is that so, Liz? I don't know any females that do that. I'm not sure. I can't remember any females. Primarily men. Jokingly, Neanderthal. Fuck off, Liz. But all right. It's just like, oh, you mean the men that built every building on the fucking planet with their bare hands? Destructive biological impulses. I don't know any female coal miners, but tickle my bag. But whatever. Stupid men. Stupid biological destructive impulses. Oh my God. It's also used to jokingly connote, what the hell you even pronounce that? Connote rugged manliness? Whatever. I'm not smart enough because I'm a biological Ice Age Neanderthal. I couldn't possibly pronounce connote or whatever the fuck. Probably because of toxic masculinity. That's probably why I don't know that fucking word. But whatever. Listen to this. Yo, Liz! Who paid you, Liz? Oh, here we go. Liz. Oh my God. Liz, what are you doing? Liz! Liz, where's your man? Find your fun bridge. Oh, maybe she doesn't like men. I don't know. Whatever. Someone needs to take the 6:00 p.m. train to her Fleshy Fun Bridge, and so she stops writing this stupid shit. All right, she says, yo, Scott, I don't know, people, this dude Scott is in Facebook just trolling, and people are like, get the fuck out of here, Scott. Give me the map, Scott. Oh my God, I love it. Anyhow, let me go back to the labyrinth. This is my favorite sentence of this entire article. Oh my God. While studies earlier in the clamdemic pointed to the way unhealthy behaviors like resistance to diapers and hand washing were more common in men in general. This data makes an important distinction. The problem isn't men. It's the men committed to a certain performance of masculinity. Liz, take a seat for grandfather. Like Grandfather Stoss wants to tell you a story, okay? Absolutely zero men on the earth are sitting around having conversations with other men and saying and acting more masculine as they resist hand washing. No one does that. Literally, no one's doing that, Liz. Who voted in this fucking survey? They're like, according to some survey, what simps were in this? I'm an adult human man. I have never participated in one of these fucking surveys in my fucking life. And I can guarantee you that the vast majority of masculine men are not like, I'm resistant to hand washing because of my masculinity. Here's your like, what are you talking? Who's taking these polls? Like, who's taking these, Liz? Like, what poll? What are you doing? Like, no men are doing that. Like, no, like, I think Liz thinks that we're just like all sitting around like the grill, like making steaks and like burgers and dogs, good hearty American meats, and we're all just like, yo, you hear all these. You hear all these crazy broads trying to get us to wash our hands. That shit's for pussies. It's like, heck yeah, it is. And we finish smoking the cigarette, we just eat it. We're like, ugh! And then we just headbutt each other and like, I don't know what the fuck this chick thinks we're doing. Yeah, that shit's for pussies. It's like, no, Liz. Like, literally no, Liz, but all right. Holy hell. Resistance to hand washing is more common in men. What do you mean? No one's resisting hand washing. Like, what are you talking? Like, here's the thing. Like, if somebody's resisting, who's resisting hand washing and then being like, oh heck yeah, like who's filling out the survey? Like, heck yeah, resist a good hand. It's like no one's doing that, Liz. Like, literally, no one's doing that. Fairleigh Dickinson University poll of more than 6,000 adults across all 50 states. Who voted in this? So, you know, if it polled more than 6,000 adults, well, first of all, how old is an adult? Number one. Number two, 6,000 adults. This is 7 billion. This is 3.5 billion men in the world. These 6,000 fucking idiots are like, I resist hand washing, and Liz is like, toxic masculinity. It's like, shut up, Liz. But whatever. I love that line. Resistance to diapers and hand washing are more common in men. Like, literally, no one's doing that. But all right. Yeah, my neighbor Billy must have voted. That's right. Oh my god. Oh my god. This dude sucks. Yo, Scott, you suck, bro. Just leave. All right, I'll just block him. I don't even care. Peace, Scott, you sweet bitch. Anyhow, all right, Scott's gone. He just got clapped. That's kind of fun. I let him tickle his own back, but here he is. Again, like imagine being an actual human adult male. I bet you Scott voted in this. I'm resistant to hand washing because of my masculinity. It's like no one's doing that. But anyways. Men are more skeptical than women about Corona clap juice and wearing face diapers. But the real divide is between men who are trying to project masculinity and the men who aren't. Yo, so basically what this article is suggesting is that if you fucking do research and you pay attention and you listen to doctors that they don't like, that apparently that's you trying to project masculinity, which also insinuates that you feel that you have an inadequate amount of masculinity and that somehow you need to achieve this level of masculinity by projecting it by not wearing a diaper. Like, what? Who's doing that? Like, no. Yo, this is so stupid. Men who are trying to project masculinity and the men who aren't. So basically what that means is if a man wears a diaper, that he is masculine so much so that he doesn't have to project it. Like he's not inadequate. Basically saying every man that wears a diaper is somehow more masculine or feels more masculine than a man that doesn't. Oh, interesting take, Liz. It's like, all right. Sure. I could see how you could draw that conclusion, Liz, but whatever. Who cares? Sam says, like a pink tie, you got to be a real man to wear one. I don't know. Do you? I don't know. I don't know if I've subscribed to that. Real men wear pink. I know plenty of guys that wear pink. I don't know that actually is true. But anyways, I don't know that guys in 2021 are like, pink, that's for pussy. I don't know. Maybe, but I would say that that's a lot less common now. Anyhow. So anyhow, people are like, Scott is Rachel Levine. Anyways, that's kind of funny. Yeah, no, I agree. Pearson's got it. Yep, I agree. Yeah, Canada's trash. So the survey. Now listen to this one. This will just rollerblade down your fun bridge. The survey also found that men who identify as completely masculine. The survey also found that men who identify as completely masculine are nearly twice as likely to say that wearing diapers is dangerous to the health of the wearer and are predictably about 3 times more likely to report having been infected with the virus. So basically what they're saying is twice as likely to say that wearing diapers is dangerous to the health of the wearer, which there's lots of evidence to suggest that it certainly is not good. But all right. So, okay, Liz, but all right. So it's just like, these silly men that are completely masculine, they actually know stuff. 3 times more likely to report having been infected with the virus. All right, this is 6,000. Like, give me a break. The men who identify as the most masculine were also more likely to have attended a gathering of more than 10 people or hosted visitors at their residence during the clamdemic. Yeah, because they did research and they looked it up maybe. But no. Oh my God. The men who identify as most masculine were more likely to have attended a gathering. Okay. Now, almost half of the completely masculine men reported they had people over their home recently. Oh my God. So basically what they're just saying is that toxic masculinity and guys trying to appear masculine by projecting their masculinity are causing more people to die of the corona cloud. And that toxic masculinity has something to do with this problem. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the 10 million people that rioted in the street all summer for G. Floyd. And fucking smashed shop windows, burnt buildings to the ground, murdered people, caused billions of dollars in damage, stole every Nike fucking sneaker from here to San Francisco, and fucking burnt and smashed cop cars, took a police station hostage for a fucking month in Portland. Fucking murders and violent crimes are up across the board in every fucking major big blue city in fucking America. But yeah, that's got nothing to do with it. It's toxic masculinity. What the fuck are you talking about, Liz? Like, what are you talking about? It's like, Liz. Oh, man. Many healthcare providers believe men aren't biologically predetermined to partake in poor health behaviors that harm themselves and others, but in the medical system. But the medical system overall can itself help perpetuate dangerous and, in this case, potentially fatal concepts of masculinity. Yeah, what are you talking about? So what they're saying is they want to see public health slogans evolve to address the issue of dangerous gendered expectations we have of men. I don't know. I honestly don't think, and this is what I think is wrong about Liz, among many other things, which are just so stupid, is that like masculine men are not wavered by some fucking chooch on MSNBC or some other thing or the opinions of other men. A masculine man would not give a fuck. That's the whole point. They wouldn't care. So they're not out there like, oh no, I need to be masculine. It's like the opposite of what they're saying. But whatever. Like, we don't fucking care. Like, we're not out here like, yo, let's not wash our hands, bro. Like, who's doing that? No masculine man is doing that. They're not just like if all the conversations that I've had with people, nobody's been like, heck yeah, fuck hand washing. That's for bitches. It's like, no, we're not doing that. And we're not projecting, like, what are you talking? The whole thing, like the whole premise of this article is so stupid. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing. It's like, okay, here it is. Okay. We can't afford to ignore the fact that when it comes to the corona clap, at least, a man's perception of his gender seems to be a better predictor of his choices than his actual gender. Like, what, dude? What are you talking about? Like, what is Liz writing right now? I just don't understand the premise of this opinion article written by a woman that writes about masculinity. Like, I don't know, Liz. Like, I don't know, Liz. Did you consult any masculine male humans for this? I don't know. She's written a number of different articles on MSNBC, including headlines like this. Madison Cawthorn is trying to use ableist stereotypes to exploit America. Oh. The Dr. Jill Biden debacle is right-wing conservative panic at its worst. Sexist gaslighting has no place in the White House. This lady's awesome. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, cool. So she's doing great. Next one. How are you guys doing? So Liz is so woke. Get her a trophy. Scott came back under a new name. What? Where? I don't even know where. Fucking Liz. You're on fire, baby. Keep it going. Yo, thanks to everybody that have been buying the badges. I appreciate y'all. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Quick shout out. The Megan Hayward, thank you so much. Some Jersey girl, thank you so much. Jen Lisa 80, thank you so much. A Marked Life, thank you so much. Chooks Official, always throwing down. Thank you so much. Fresh 7 Coffee. Cherie ... Drama Beats Music, thank you so much. Russell Saraski, MD, who, if anybody wants to look at a doctor that's actually saying things that make sense, go follow at Russell Saraski, MD. Thank you, Russell, for the badge. Scooby-Doo Alex, thank you so much. Panther 81 Sharp, thank you so much. And Gina in a Hat 11, thank you so much to all the people buying badges on the gram. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Femininity Liz. Thank you so much. What's up, Jason? What's up, Ian? How's it going? What's the good word? We're just over here yelling about Fleshy Fun Bridges. It's fine. What's a doctor? Yeah, all the bean bags and all the corn satchels are in here. Everybody's zipping and zapping. Yo, so I read this other article. that tickled my fun bridge. Thanks, Ryan Big Ray. Appreciate you. That tickled my fun bridge, and it was talking about resettling refugees, which is yet another wordplay, which is which is yet another wordplay from the bag of garbage merchants that are currently running and operating our fucking federal government right now. And it's not Donnie living in a pineapple under the sea, but it talks about how the White House on Friday unveiled the president's $1.5 trillion discretionary funding request for fiscal year 2022. Now, let me tickle your bag for a second and remind you, there was just a multi-trillion-dollar Corona clap bag of shit, whatever the fuck, I don't even know, bill passed not in the dark of night underneath the bridge with fucking Hunter the other day. Now they're working on this infrastructure bag of shit, and I believe, and don't tickle my fun bridge, but I believe this is an additional $1.5 trillion discretionary funding request for fiscal year 2022. And it has several multi-billion-dollar immigration-related allocations for the Department of Homeland Security, including $52 billion $1.2 billion for effective and modern border security, which sounds a whole hell of a lot like build the wall, but to curtail human and drug smuggling. Too late, Joe, you fucking idiot. But whatever. But now let's forget about all the people that are flooding all over the border. Let's forget about the record number of apprehensions on the southern border last month. 172,000 apprehensions on the southern border last month. The hell is a fun bridge? A fleshy fun bridge is another word for gooch, taint, grundle. It's the perineum. It's the space between your beanbag and Uranus. It's also known as the Fleshy Fun Bridge, the title of tonight's event. Get with the program. Yeah, so there's 19,000 unaccompanied children, an all-time monthly high at the border. 19,000 unaccompanied children in 1 month. 19,000. Thank you so much, Carrie, for the Venmo. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. 19,000 unaccompanied children, the monthly high at the border. I saw something today that said they're spending $52 million a week just housing these children. Yeah. So, yeah, cool. So the thing that really twists my bag about this is they say the plan would provide an additional $84 million to fund the investigation of workplace complaints, including those related to white supremacy among employees and immigration and customs enforcement officers and customs and border protection officers. Cool. Now listen to this one. The Office of Refugee Resettlement. The Office of Refugee Resettlement, a branch of the Department of Health and Human Services, would have a $4.1 billion budget, which allocates $4.1 billion to help the administration, here we go, resettle up to 125,000 refugees in fiscal year 2022. Resettle. I don't know about you bags of garbage, but resettle sounds a whole hell of a lot like buy a fucking house. Maybe get you to somewhere. So you're talking flights, you're talking buses, you're talking travel. Thank you, Christine, for the Venmo. I appreciate you. 125,000 people, $4.1 billion to house 125,000 refugees. Now let me tickle your bag here for a second. This is why language matters. That's what these people do. Refugees. These people are refugees. Instead of coming into a port of entry or legally migrating to the United States like everybody else, they just jump off a 100-foot wall into the Rio Grande, drown. They lost 2 of their oxen while fjording the river. We're in what the hell is it? What the hell is that game? Joe got dysentery. You know the game. Oregon Trail. They're playing Oregon Trail. 2 of the oxen died while they were fjording the river. They came over on the Rio Grande. They got put in a burrito wrap in a fucking cage with a kid that they kidnapped before they got here. They found a kid on the. Thank you so much for the Venmo, Michelle. I appreciate you. Thank you. They found some kid. They snatched some kid up on the side of the road. They rolled him up in a burrito wrapper, put him in a cage in Texas, bought him a hotel room, flew him to Vermont. They're trying to get him to go to Vermont. Then they paid him. Then they went to New York and they claimed unemployment for fiscal year 2020 and 2021. They sent him a $50,000 check. Now they're going to resettle them because they're a refugee. My Fleshy Fun Bridge is on fire right now. Like, what are you talking about? Yo, these people are savage. It's like I can only help. I can't help but to laugh at this point because this shit is so stupid. It's like they hate us. I said it the other day. These people hate us. They hate us. They hate America. They hate people. They hate human beings. Dude, Trump era restrictions on who may be resettled in the United States. It's like, bro, we're broke as hell. The United States is in debt up to its eyeballs. And we got hundreds of thousands of people coming in here. They want to give them free school, free health, a free paycheck, free fucking access to all of our services. It's like they want to get on the government dole. They're going to build them Section 8 houses, a fucking a 2x4 piece of lumber, so $1,000 a fucking foot. They're building them Section 8 houses. It's going to take them 1,000 years to build them. They're like, the border is just, it's like, repair the holes. It's like, these people are savage. They like have all these euphemisms. I just don't even understand. But whatever. I think the guy that I booted on Facebook before is back under a different name. Yo, what are you doing? Like, who are you? Yo, this dude wears a mask when he drives alone. I saw him out at the park earlier, I saw him in the ocean. He was swimming with a shirt on and a diaper on in the ocean, alone by himself. Whatever. Yeah, nobody wants to work. Everybody just wants to collect unemployment. That's the thing that's so sad about all this stuff is like these fucking savages too, like the people in the mainstream media and like your top level finance people, your finance experts, good hardworking American unemployment, good hardworking, good paying, hardworking hot dog, just heart and soul of America, charcoal briquette. Good, hard American unemployment checks. Good, hard unemployment. Just like, give me fucking 500 clams a week and let me not work. It's like, who's going to work? No one's going to work. Like, what do you mean? Like, the government doesn't understand incentives. They just understand euphemisms, sloganeering, and good, hard American hot dogs. Ball game. Big League Chew. Yeah. America. Coal, 1,000 charging stations every mile. Yeah, Starlink, American jobs, hot dogs, barbecue ribs, Texas Rangers. It's like, no. They're like, why are so many people buying Bitcoin? It's like because they got fresh stimmy checks burning a hole in their bank account. You bag of shit. They're suffering. All these people are suffering. They're like half the people are not suffering. They're buying Dogecoin and fucking Nike Air Max. They're buying a fresh set of Nikes and fucking Dogecoin. But whatever. They're like, hot Doge. Yeah, Jimmy, bro. Jimmy to the moon, bro. Let's buy some BTC and sit on our thumb till it hits 5 million of Satoshi. It's like, I guess, maybe. It's like, why is everything going up? We're about to have an economic boom. That's what they've been saying lately. Like, there's a big economic boom coming. It's a boom. It's going to be a good, hard American economic boom. Whatever. Good, hard boom's coming. A good, hard American-made boom is coming. It's like, it's not a boom if people are just getting their own fucking job back. It's like, that's not an economic boom. You printed the money out of thin air. That's called inflation. The prices of everything are going up. The price of gas, is up. The price of homes is up. The stock market is at record highs. High school and college education, record highs. You can't evict people. Rent's going up. Everybody's got a fucking new car. You want everybody buying Teslas? Them shits ain't cheap. You got the stock market at record high. You got all these, the interest rates are at record low. Nobody has a job. Nobody wants to work. Nobody cares. Businesses are dying all over the country. They're like these good, hardworking American restaurants are about to rehire all the people that they fired. Boom. Economic boom. It's an economic boom. It's like, no, those are stimmies, you fucking asshole. And those stimmies are going to run out real quick, cornbag. They probably already did. And then people are going to be like, I need a good, hard American stimmy. People are going to be begging for them. Take away my college loans, Joe. Eviction moratorium, Joe. Meanwhile, all the billionaires are like, yeah, I'm good. I made a quadrillion dollars. Like, I'm fine. Let's just keep this shit going. Let's buy Amazon stock and let's open another Target. Good, hard American Target. Good, hard-working American hot dog-eating American underground. Destroy the whole small business. America, boom. It's an American underground American boom. Stimmy boom. We're about to have a boom. It's not about to be a boom. No boom's coming. This is called inflation. This is called stimmy stagflation. We're about to have stagflation. Anybody needs to know what stagflation is, I'll get you a definition. Stagflation in economics is defined as persistent high inflation combined with high unemployment and stagnant demand in a country's economy. Stagflation. Persistent high inflation. We have high inflation. Every single thing is overpriced. Every single thing. Healthcare is inflated. Home prices are inflated. Lumber is inflated. Everything is more expensive. Stock market record high. College record high. Rents record high. Every single thing. Extremely high price. Bitcoin record high. Okay. High unemployment. Yeah. The fucking government shut all these businesses down. Everybody's been collecting unemployment all year. They're getting their job back. Stagnant demand in a country's economy. What does the United States export? We don't export shit. Our trade deficit is off the chart. We had the highest trade deficit in a single month ever in the history of the Republic in fucking March or April. I can't remember which one. One of them, I think February. The highest trade deficit in U.S. history was last fucking month. We barely manufacture shit. We don't manufacture anything. We don't export many things. We don't produce anything. We're in a ton of debt. We borrow money from every country in the world, including Japan. Why is our economy so good? What's so good about our economy? Like, it's really not that great, Pop. In economics, stagflation or recession inflation is a situation in which the inflation rate is high, the economic growth rate slows, and unemployment remains steadily high. It presents a dilemma for economic policy since actions intended to lower inflation may exacerbate unemployment. So it's like, and then people like Joey Basement will be like, this is good for the economy. It's good for the economy. It's not good for the economy for you to print trillions of dollars out of thin air and just dump it into the economy. That's not an economic boom. That's not GDP. That's not additional export. That's nothing. And then they talk about how, it's a boost to GDP because the government's spending all this money. The government's spending our money, and it's also spending debt money. It's spending money out of debt. It's debt spending. So it's like, that is not GDP. We're not producing any gross domestic product. The world is trash. People on Facebook are going nuts again. I think people are fiending for stimmies. Some of the Facebook comments. I can't tell which one's the troll or who. I can't tell who's yelling at who. Veronica says we've been sold out to China. Yeah, I know. Shanghai Joe. I saw this fucking thing. I saw this thing. Thank you. Yeah, I love that kombucha. I saw John Oliver, and he's got another episode that airs tonight on HBO or whatever. And I saw John Oliver, and he was talking about how most good economists don't even know what's going on with the debt. They don't even know. They don't know. I'm like, what do you mean they don't know? Like, what are you even talking about? He's like, the debt's no big deal. It's no big deal. The debt is just good, hard-working American, just buttered up bun, just a T-bone steak, good, hard-working American debt. It's just some of that hard-working, high-paying, don't look down your nose at me, hard-working, good-paying American debt. Cool. It's an economic boom. It's about to be a boom. Is it? Is it, though? Is it, though? But is it, though? Thanks, Mayday, for the badge. Appreciate you. But whatever. Tickle my fun bridge. Guess I'll just whatever. And John Oliver's just got a new episode tonight, so that'll be thug. Quick shout out. Thank you, Michelle, for the Venmo. Thank you, Kristen W, for the Venmo. Thank you, Christine H, and thank you, Carrie Hoover and Derek W. Sorry for dropping your full name. And thank you, Derek W, for the Cash App. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for the donations. Very much appreciated. Thank you so kindly for your generosity. I do appreciate it. Good hard-working American debt. Charcoal briquettes, coal, underground, toxic masculinity, hot dogs, baseball, jobs. Yep. Dope. Yeah. So I'm sure, again, because I know all of you folks remain woke, good, hardworking American woke. You saw this this article about this Marxist BLM co-founder that bought millions of dollars worth of Los Angeles real estate. She bought 4 high-end homes in the United States in the last, 4 high-end homes for $3.2 million in the United States. She's 37 years old, and she bought a $1.4 million home on a secluded road in Malibu in Los Angeles. These houses are sick. Multiple BLM founders and multiple BLM organizers and shit have been caught spending donation money on their personal expenses. I think one of them just got arrested recently. The guy was like, he was like, I don't know. He was a weird looking guy. Let me see if I can find the article. Like Black Lives Matter. What did Black Lives Matter? What have they done for Black actual lives? Like, what do we do? I don't know. Here it is. Yeah, Al Sharpton's a real piece of work. A total goob. Yeah. This came out earlier last month. A left-wing activist created a Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta charity page on Facebook and used it to defraud $450,000 from various donors. Wow. 450,000. That's just one guy. Then there was another guy. That got arrested. He was like an organizer. He was using it on, like, I think it said he spent BLM donation money on prostitutes and shit. It was like prostitutes, and here it is. Yeah, he was. Yeah, these people are pieces of shit. Yo, I see some people are freaking out in the Facebook comments again. Who's going nuts this time? Is it this guy Sam? I don't know. Who's I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's trolling on Facebook. I don't know. Man spent donations to Black Lives Matter on himself. So yeah, so this woman, she calls herself a socialist and a Marxist, and she bought multi-million-dollar properties. And she bought multi-million-dollar properties. That seems fun. And then the thing that everybody was dogging her about it, yeah, she has 5 homes now, I guess. She bought 5 really expensive homes, which is dope. 600 ocean high. Yeah. So, yeah. So, donations and pledges from corporations and individuals poured into the Black Lives Matter movement. And in February, they told the Associated Press that in 2020, they brought in $90 million. It says it's not clear how much she makes in salary as one of the leaders of the movement, since its finances are split among both nonprofit and for-profit entities, making it difficult to trace. Cool. That seems dope. Their mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build power to intervene in violence inflicted on Black communities. And she buys multi-million-dollar properties in neighborhoods that are like 1.6% white. I think what I saw. It was like she bought it in like the whitest neighborhood she could buy it in, which is hilarious. Yeah, so much for supporting in your people there, lady. So yeah, this lady's a real winner. Yeah, they brought in $90 million last year. But hey, who cares? Yeah, difficult to trace. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, who cares? That's fine. Yeah. So she's been branded a fraud. A $1.4 million home in a mostly white neighborhood, a trained Marxist, a freedom fighter. She just bought a 3-bedroom house in Topanga Canyon with a guest house. Yeah, this lady seems cool. $90 million in donations. In her new area, 88% of locals are white, and 1.8% are Black. Lots of laughs. That seems fun. Activism pays, I guess. I'll take it easy, Alberto. Keep that language. Keep it down there. Yeah, they don't care. That's a great question, Shell17. Why is everything stupid? I ask myself that all the time. Every single thing in the world is actual literal human garb. But that's the thing, is like what blows my mind, and what just slides down my grundle with a rusty spoon, is just how people just don't care. Like, nobody cares. It's like all this stuff keeps happening and no one cares. Like, Joe Biden literally said that no amendment to the Constitution is absolute. It's like, bro, like such disrespect for the document that's intended to protect us, to save our freedoms. But all right. And now they're talking about this new strain. There's a new strain. I just pulled up this website. Israeli data says new South African variant able to break through the Pfizer juice. More effective. This is a more effective strain than the original Corona clap. And the British. Yo, we're going to be stuck in this hellscape forever. We're all just going to be stuck. Like, we're in a Fleshy Fun Bridge on a bridge to nowhere. But yeah, that's all right. I guess I guess I'll just die. Like, all right. Like, hey, let's be scared. Let's be scared all the time. I saw this thing the other day that was like, Fucci says that we might be back to normal by 2022. We might be back to normal by Christmas. We might be back to normal by the summer. These people don't even know what they're talking about. Let's just wear diapers forever. It's a new strain. It's a new strain. It's a good, hard-working American strain. Good, hard-working, mutating American strain. Stay home forever. Close the gym. Close up the gym. No exercise allowed. Everybody stay home alone in the gym. Nobody go to the gym. Everybody be home and scared and afraid. Get the juice. If you don't get the juice, that's because you're toxic masculinity, and you're projecting your masculinity. You're just projecting your masculinity. All right, you're just projecting. You're obviously not masculine enough. You don't have good, hardworking American masculinity. It's toxic masculinity, and it's about time that we speak up about it. I don't think so, Liz. Yes, JIMAA75. People seem to be worked up. People seem to be worked up by the fact that I sell diapers with slogans on them on my website. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, here's a news flash. Diapers are required in lots of places by federal law. And unfortunately, as much as I hate it and everybody hates it, people wear them, and people have to wear them or they can get arrested, sadly. And it's annoying, and it's the worst part ever. So if you're going to wear one, I would much rather wear one that says freedom muzzle, or can I take this off, or fucking nope, or dirt star, and just make a mockery of the whole situation. So yes, I sell face diapers on my fucking website for $15. Wow. Who cares? If you have a problem with it, don't buy it, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is capitalism. Sorry. Like, it allows me to be independent. It allows me to make more content. What do you want from me? If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm apologize. People seem to be very worked up about that. I don't know what to tell you. I only put them there because people were asking me for them, and people like them, so I make more of them. I don't know what to tell you. They don't get made unless people buy them. They're made on demand. If someone buys it, that's when it gets made. I'm not making them. They're just being made because people are buying them. You fucking capitalist. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. If you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. I don't like diapers either. But if I'm going to be wearing one, I'm going to wear one that says freedom muzzle or face diaper and make a mockery of it. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I do. I'm sorry that you don't like that. I don't know what to tell you. No, I don't know where they're made. They're probably made in China. I don't know. It's like they're printed by a company. I drop ship them. I'm sorry. Like, I wish I could make them in America. I sell not that many of them, guy. I'm not hand stitching them. I wish I could make them in America, but unfortunately it doesn't generate enough money to do that at this time. I don't have the system set up to do that. But people seem to be very worked up about this. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I wish that I could knit them myself in my house with a bunch of Americans, but I can't right now. It's not financially feasible for me to do that right now. So I'm putting funny slogans on them. So I don't know what to tell you. Or whatever. I don't mean arrested. I mean, well, you can get arrested for not leaving a building. Whatever. I don't mean get arrested. Whatever. Just pull me out of context. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Jima, I don't care about your opinion, bro. I really could care less about your opinion, dog. Tell him to buy a notepad and move on. Yeah, I'm not I love a good diaper. Yo, what up, Jim? Jim says, what can small business owners do right now to win? Well, I would say it's a great question. What can small business owners do right now to win? I think that they should. I think that one simple thing. I think that one simple thing to remember is that people like to support causes. People like to support things that have purpose. So generally speaking, if there's a reason for something beyond even the value that's provided, people are more apt to support those types of causes. So for example, if you were the only restaurant in town that didn't require a diaper, to me that would be a point of difference. That would be a thing that I think would give somebody an advantage. If I was selling an item like a shirt, for example, anybody could sell a shirt. If you sell a shirt that has a message that promotes the thing that other people want to rally around, that they want to be known, that they want to continue to perpetuate and make known, then I think that a small business should follow and lean into that. I think that things that allow people to feel like they're contributing in some way with their money, without them having to physically do anything other than exchange the money, I think creates a lot of value. So if I was running any business, I would try to create more things that deeply resonate with people around the things that they find important right now. And for example, it's like one of the reasons why this content is able to generate attention is because people agree with the message. Like, people think I'm funny, but generally speaking, I don't know that I'm just funny enough to carry the whole thing as it is. Like, I'm not just like, yesterday I went to the zoo and I saw a giraffe and those giraffe. Like, I don't have just hot zaps. I think it's because I'm bringing in other things. I'm bringing in other things that provide value beyond it that they want to help continue to perpetuate. Like, if people are sliding into my Venmo and donating money, I don't know that it's just because it's funny. I think it's because it's like, this is the right message that I think needs to grow. I'm going to support it by buying merchandise, by making donations, by attending the lives, by buying badges, by showing love, by supporting this content so that more of this content can exist. Help to keep this independent flow of news supported. Like, I bought a membership on Epic Times the other day, and like, I want to support Epic Times because they're actually doing good journalism. So it's like, I want to do that. Now, when it comes to things like Washington Post, I'm just going to use a proxy server so that I can get free articles on Washington Post. It's like, I don't want to support Washington Post. Washington Post is fucking us. So it's like, I want the articles so I could read them and make fun of them, but I don't want to do that because they're not supporting what I want to support. So I'll support somebody like Epic Times. I don't want to watch CNN because at that minute of my day, I'm giving them attention. What can I watch? I watch YouTube channels. I listen to podcasts. I support things that I like. And I think it's a conscious decision. It's a conscious decision. Eliminating something that you don't want to support and finding things that you support is a conscious decision. It takes effort, like all things. So it's like, if I can consciously be like, I'm not going to go to this place, I'm going to go to this place because of this, then I think that that's a valuable thing right now. Because it's just like, there's a lot of people, there's objectively 75 million people that understand this message. So think about let's just use Donnie as the premise for this disposition on the people at large, on the people of the country. Every single mainstream news outlet and every single person that doesn't see the world the way that most of us generally do, which is like, hey, get a balanced budget to some degree. At very least, don't spend as much as these other guys do. Don't be in wars. Smaller government. Like, not all these wokeisms. All of the things like peace in the world, bring the troops back. I mean, any variety of things. Support law and order. Support people actually following the rules. Any variety of things that that the Donnie side of the equation supported. Well, if every single person that believed those things was also able to also look past all of the obvious shortcomings that Donnie brought to the table, like putting his foot in his mouth and not being able to shut up about X, Y, or Z, or pushing all the juice or whatever else, all the things that were like objectively not good, but we could look past. And then every single person in your social circle, every family member, every person you know, oh, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a xenophobic, the Mexicans, the border, rapists, what's her his what the first lady is dumb even though she speaks 6 languages. Like, if you were able to look past all the bullshit and still go and vote for Donnie, that's 74 million people that understand that despite all of his foibles, that view of the country was the right view. So you have 74 million people. Like, one of my favorite quotes about business is like, your business can't be something to everyone. It has to be everything to someone. Your business can't be something to everyone. It has to be everything to someone. So it's like, if you can hit a smaller cohort of people right in the fields and really push them, several hundred people can patronize a business and make you and you could generate a lot of money from that. One thing that I used to not understand is how valuable local businesses are. A small local restaurant can do millions of dollars. A small local hardware store, small local businesses where you'd be like, these guys don't even ship online. It's only serving this small community. Like in the town I grew up in, there were 16,000 people in that town. There were rich people in town that just owned like an eye doctor office. There's not even that many people in Connecticut where I grew up. You always think that it has to be in this big conglomerate, this big mess of people. You can make a whole hell of a lot of money from a very small cohort of people. That's why businesses in small towns can make a ton of money. So it's like, you just need a very small cohort of people that are really passionate and deep and feel deeply about what it is that you're doing, that you can make a whole lot of money and you can support a business in a lot of ways with that. So I think that that's one of the misconceptions about business, and small business specifically, is that you need 1 million people to do it, and you don't. You need to really convince a small group of people that could be really passionate about it. So that would be my advice to business owners to succeed. That was a good question, Jim. Right in the dirt, Star. Jim, did I answer your question? Talk about Project Veritas. I think Project Veritas is doing great work. Biggie's in the other room napping. All right, good. Good. I'm glad. Thanks for the question, Jim. That's a solid question. I think that, see, this is the thing, is like, I think that one of the things that was missing in business for me up until this point, this project, whatever this is understanding the significance of the purpose, the purpose-driven direction behind what you decide to do in life, what you decide to do in business, the message you put out, whatever it is. It's like, we often think about money, which is important, but we forget about what is the purpose, what is the intent, what am I trying to change, what am I trying to do better? And it's like, how can I make this into something that's purpose-driven in addition to financially driven? And it's challenging. It's very difficult. I don't know the right answer, and I don't know the easy answer, but it's definitely something to consider. And I think that as stupid as some people seem to be, I think that we oftentimes forget about how smart and perceptive people really are to what really matters, like, to a person, I guess. And I think that people are saying Simon Sinek's book Start With Why. Yeah, Simon Sinek is good. I mean, there's some stuff he says that I'm like, I don't know. But Simon Sinek is absolutely right. It's like, what is the why? It's like, why are we doing it? And then people also seem to forget. They're like, oh, everyone out here is making money, getting money, grabbing money. It's like, money is necessary, bro. It's like, money is necessary for all things to grow. It's like, we can't demonize the earning of money. Money is just votes. Money is just financial votes that you're doing something of value. You're creating value. That's the whole point. So if you're getting money, that's a sign that people want what you have. That's not exploitation. If you're doing it in a nefarious way, it is, but making money in and of itself is not exploiting anybody. Jim, how can you tailor your branding to not seem corny? You can tailor your branding to not seem corny by not making branding for the sake of branding. The branding is just the natural, raw, and authentic version of you, even though you don't know that people will like it. But you do it because that's the way that you do it. People oftentimes forget, including me with my previous businesses, is like, we think that the branding has to be X way because that's what we think people want. We think that they want it that way. When in reality, people are multidimensional. People have different ways. People have lots of different interests. And when we think of marketing, we think of marketing to a specific type of person in a box. We don't think of marketing to ourselves. We don't think of marketing to people that are very complex, that like different varieties of things. It's one of the things that makes me special and makes you special and makes everybody special, is that your unique take, your unique buckets that you choose to invest your time and effort into making really strong are different than the next array of buckets. Everybody has a whole handful of them. So it's like, who are you? What are you bringing to the table? I would have never in a million years thought that I would have been able to combine all the things that are authentically me into one cohesive unit, which is this channel. I would have never been able to figure out how to do that because I didn't think that they were related. How could you talk about politics and talk about business? How could you talk about mental toughness and talk about comedy? How do you do that? How do you talk about motivational shit, business shit, financing, the stock market, mindset, not smoking weed, and then Joe Biden? Like, those things are not related. Yet somehow they have a cohesive message because it's all part of the same multidimensional thing that is me and whatever I'm authentically putting out there and giving all of myself to. I don't think like, oh no, I better not do this because it doesn't fit inside the box. I just do it because it's like, it gets rewarded. Me doing something that is authentically me is the thing that hits. That's the thing that works. We oftentimes think that it's got to be a certain way. Only people won't like it if I don't do X. Like I would think, like when I was the business guy, I'm like, well, I got to be wearing a suit. I got to be sharp. I got to be X. I got to be Y. I got to have all these things. When it's stock photography in my web development business, I don't want to put a computer on a fucking bench in the woods. That doesn't say business. That doesn't say business. But you know who that might have attracted? That might have attracted the creative type, the authors, the writers, the movie makers. My creativity, where I didn't show it because I was afraid that it didn't fit into the box of the business person that I thought was going to buy my shit, is like stunts its ability to grow. Like people think about, here's the thing. People think about business people. They're like, oh, here's these business people. 10 business people walk into a room. They all sit down. I need to market to these business people. What they forget is that that has a Harley. That woman loves tennis and crocheting. That guy really loves, this certain type of humor. This guy loves anime. This guy loves video games. This guy is interested in Chinese culture. This guy's interested in cooking. It's like we look at people and we're like, it's a business person. No, it's just a human in a fucking suit doing this specific task. We forget about the humanness of all of us. And we forget that the same guy that's making a very specific, very rigid corporate decision, like loves swimming in his pool and drinking a Corona, and riding his motorcycle and fucking and shooting deer. It's like we're like it's a business person. I have to market to business people. What we forget is that we're marketing to human beings. So in the same way that I think that what we all forget, is so easy to forget in business, is that branding is about just being fully, totally, authentically, and all the way through you, and people will recognize that authenticity and support it. It's hard to believe that could be, but that's the beauty in it, is that the reason it's so hard to understand is what makes it true. Because you're like, that couldn't be that way. Because if everybody understood that it was that way, everyone would be hitting. But they don't. They think it has to be this. And that's why they don't. Because they have to get to this point where they've exhausted all of those it has to be this way things. They've exhausted all that budget. It didn't work. And then they finally say, fuck it. I'm about to just be me. I'm not the web developer guy. I'm the tattooed web developer guy with the beard that likes hip hop, that goes to music festivals or whatever is the case. And then now you're that guy. And then other people that have those things are like, oh, fuck yeah, I didn't know you got down like that. Oh shit, I didn't know you had a motorcycle. Oh shit, I didn't know you like you like Pearl Jam. I didn't know you like whatever. You know what I mean? And like that's the thing that it gets that authentic connection. It's like not being afraid to be you. And the other thing too is that we often look at other businesses and other people and we think that because they had success doing X, that it will work. It will be more likely to work if we follow that structure, or it will be more likely, or it will be less likely to work if we don't follow something that's similar in our iteration of it. So for example, it's like, let's say in music, it's like, well, I don't want to be I either got to be the rap guy or I got to be the jazz guy or I've got to be the metal guy or I got to be this guy. I have to be all these different things. But the reality is that you just have to be you. You can have an album that's reggae and hip hop and hard rock and smooth jazz. And just because it doesn't exist, when something doesn't exist, it usually means one of two things. One, there's no market for it, or two, it's your market. So it's just like, if we could just understand that uniqueness, that there is nothing like it, that can be a huge value add that most people overlook because they don't see anything that looks like it, and thus they believe that because of that reason that it can't work. I can't be the guy that does this and this because I don't see that, which is the same way where if I came into the Bobby Sausalito fucking comedy hour, yelling my phone hour, and I tried to do this in the way that in not the way that it happened. If I was trying to do it by trying to do it, it would have never worked. That's the thing that fucks me up about all this is like, to be an expert at this particular game, the social media game or whatever, to be an expert, the only way that I can see is to have it work for you. There's no way to like reverse engineer. It's like make your icon yellow and make this type of video and post at 3 p.m. and pull and play with your fucking play with your fun bridge. It's like, I don't think so. I really just don't think it works like that. And I didn't try to make I couldn't figure out how to make my account grow. It's when I stopped giving a shit and I just did whatever was blah, blah, out of my face that it started to work. So that's the thing is like the uniqueness, the uniquely you, and the doing whatever flows and comes naturally seems to work better than anything else that I've ever seen. I don't know how, I don't know why. It just seems to be that that's how it works. So it's like, cool. So it's just like, wait a second. So all I got to do is be pure me. That's the easiest thing. So think about it like this. When I used to make web development content, I'm like, I got to be the web guy. I got to be, hey guys, this is how you build a website. Good, hard-working American website. And like, I had to be that guy. So when I was at a music festival, I'm like, this doesn't fit the guy, right? This isn't the guy. I can't do humor. That's not the guy. That's not the business guy. I can't say fuck. That's not the business guy. That doesn't appeal. So what happens is there's a roadblock in your mind where you're like, well, I can't do that because that's not what it's supposed to look like. And it's a self-imposed obstacle that prevents us from flowing naturally. And the natural flow allows you to push more of those things out, get them off of your mind, see how they flex, and then adjust to the things that work. But instead, we create an artificial roadblock in our head because we think it can't be that way. We stop, and then we produce less as a result. And the lack of progress, the lack of production is far worse than producing the wrong thing. Because the wrong thing educates you on how to move forward to the next. That's the thing. It's like when I make a video, I'm like, I might just make this video. I made a video way back about, it was like a not all Donnie video. It was a while back and it was about the Constitution. And people started freaking out and shit. And like a bunch of people unfollowed me and stuff. And I'm like, this is the message that I got to put out. This is the message that I need to put out. If you're going to unfollow me for that, all right, fine. So I was just like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I have to do right now. This is the message that needs to go. So I just did that thing. And I've continued to be that way all the way through. And it's just like some people hate it and some people love it. But I would wager that there's more people that love it than hate it. And the ones that love it really love it. Certainly more than the ones that hate it really hate it. It's like if I got more people with depth of love than people with depth of hate, then I'm winning. As long as I'm continuing to grow. And on top of it all, I don't have a roadblock that impedes me from doing what I'm naturally like, well, this is what's next. I just do whatever I'm going to do. And that's the thing is like, make what you want to make, do what you want to do. It may not look that way, but people have a way of just coming out of the woodwork. And it just somehow ends up working. It's when we overthink, we slow down, we're not as effective, we're not as naturally authentically us, then we begin to resent it, then it becomes to feel like work, then it becomes a chore, then I hate it. Instead, if it's like I'm just ripping, we would be surprised by all of the success that comes 10 degrees to the right or 10 degrees to the left of what we thought we were supposed to do. It's like over here. Like we're over here. We look in tunnel vision. We're like, it's supposed to be in between these two pegs. This is where the win is, in here. And it's actually over here or up here or down here. But we don't realize that until we start driving in, and then we keep our peripheral open for other opportunities that come along the way. Right now I'm making X, but it's like just 10 degrees to the right or 10 degrees to the left is the fucking gold mine that you never even saw coming. That's the thing. That's the thing that I learned with this project is that like the thing that will end up working the best will make itself available so long as you prepare yourself adequately to be able to capture it when you see it. As long as you're buffering all your skills and polishing them and making sure that you're strong in all of the areas that you believe will get you there, then it'll find its way somewhere in there that you maybe don't expect. As long as you're always polishing each one, lifting up all of your attributes and continuing to plow forward, you'll see it. You'll see it when it comes. The opportunity will make itself available, and then you jump on it. And your ability to make right decisions, take risks, be willing to fail, be willing to throw things at a wall and see if they stick. Your ability to do that and make quick decisions forward and in real time when opportunities present themselves will allow you to capture the greatest things really fast. And like this account is a perfect example. It's like I was a web developer. I was focused on building websites. This video hit and I was like, make another video. It was like, I was just like, all right. I was like, I zoned because it's like I knew how to see an opportunity when it came. And it's like when you know and you've been polishing all these other things, you got your tools lined up, you got your tools polished, you got the shop ready to go, you got everything ready, geared up, you're polished in all the different spots. When the opportunity comes, you're ready. It's like imagine if you were on TV. Like think about this. Like people get really famous overnight. Like they blow up online and shit, or they have a viral video. Think about these people that like that have a video that goes viral or something. Then you see them on Ellen or something. If that person wasn't mentally sharp, socially sharp, physically feeling right, on their game, when they have that opportunity to get on Ellen because their thing blows up, they're ready to seize and capture it in the greatest way. And with the most, they're able to capture the most of that opportunity and juice it. Whereas like somebody else is like, oh no, I never thought this would have happened. It's like luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So it's like if you're not identifying opportunities, what you should be doing is preparing. And that preparing is making your mind sharp, making your life sharp, making your health sharp, keeping the things around you operating at the best possible way. Doesn't mean that you're perfect all the time. Doesn't mean that you don't struggle. It just means that you're taking the things that are tough, you're handling them with stride. You're trying to figure out how to, when you go down, to try to get back up as quickly as you can. You do the thing that you don't want to do when you don't want to do it, and you feel better after. You make small incremental decisions that give you a burst of positive because you're just like, yep, I did that. All right, cool. I didn't want to do that, but I did it anyways. Those are the types of things that carry us through. And then I think that's how winning is done. Thank you, Jason. His palms are sweaty. Joanne just bought a "This Isn't Helping" face diaper and a "Who Needs Oxygen" face diaper in the store. I didn't tell her to buy those. She just bought them. You're welcome, Jim, for sure, man. I didn't make them. I didn't make her buy those. So, absolutely, for sure. See, and again, it's like that's the thing. That's the thing is like, again, I didn't think that this type of content could work in this tube. Like if I was to be preparing and I was to hire a Instagram expert, whatever, and I was like, hey, I want to do thoughtful comedy, satire, political humor, motivational business speak, finance, stocks, and fucking mindset, they'd be like, you got to cut some of that shit out. It's like, that doesn't work. That doesn't fit into what target audience wants that. The reality is a lot. That's the thing that's so crazy, is because like we're multidimensional. We don't just want X. We kind of want other things. And I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This is just how I'm choosing to do it. It just so happens to be working for me. I don't know. It doesn't work for everyone. I don't know. But the point is that I couldn't have written it out because it wouldn't have made sense this way. Yet somehow it works. It's just really interesting how that stuff is. And I think that there's a lot of examples of things like that in the world and in life that go that way, where it's like, and like I've had people hit me up that are like, I really love the funny videos, and these ones are funny or whatever else. But they're like, but this one where you were getting very, deep and personal, that one really hit me. And it's like, sometimes those little videos that I'm like, should I even put this out? Those are the ones that get people and capture them like for life, and I feel like that's something that's worth note. What's it look like from an investment point of view? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Clarify that. But yes, yeah, Carly, exactly. It's like sometimes it's this and sometimes it's that, but it's just whatever's off the rip. Like one of the biggest videos that I've ever had, the biggest video that I ever made was right after the selection, and it looked like Donnie was going to lose it, or he had lost it or whatever. And I was like, this guy's got a plan. And I was like, this guy didn't get this way. So I said just what I was feeling at that moment. And that video took off because so many other people were feeling that at that moment. That's the type of shit that's where the authenticity comes through. It's like, I'm feeling it. They feel that I feel it. The timing is right. I don't hesitate. I feel like it just is, that's what it needs to be. And then it works. So it's like, we can't keep trying to reverse engineer what people want. We have to do, in a lot of ways, like what we want, and then respond to the signals that they show us about what they like. When I made a motivational video on here, it was like my first one that was like just purely motivation. People were hitting me up like, I love this. I love this. I love this. I'm like, shit, I didn't think it was going to get that response. So I'm like, well, shit, now I'm going to involve more of this. And when I do it on the lives, you even see people here on the lives. They're like, people are like, yo, I love ones like this. I love these lives. Or people are like, I really needed that. Or people will message me and they're like, I listened to this at the gym, or this motivated me to do X, Y, or Z, or I really needed this message at this time. It doesn't always have to be like Hunter Parmesan, like Joey Basement, like Donnie's in a Pineapple Under the Sea. It's those things are valuable, but sometimes it's just like it's not the vibe. So yeah, thank you. And like, so the motivation is like, it's something that means a lot to me. Cause like I'm not always on. It's like, we're not always there, but what I'm willing to do is cause here's the thing is like, no one's here. I'm just like yelling in this camera. It's like a lot of pressure in theory. It's like, oh, gee, it's like, this is it. Here it is. I'm going to rip for it. Like, yeah, sure, I could turn it off, but it's like, I have to like step on and be like, all right, make it interesting, make it funny, make it valuable, make it engaging, see the responses, measure the social cues, see what people like, see what people message me about. How many times did people donate? Did they when they say in the donated, did they say thanks for like one of the donations, thanks for spreading the truth, thanks for the motivation, appreciate the whatever. So it's like I listen to the social cues, and it's like those social cues help me realize where the value is. So it's like sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. We're multidimensional people. I feel like in a lot of ways business can use that same skill. It's like a business is this rigid, everyday, everything processed X, Y, and Z. When in actuality, again, it comes back to like, what's the purpose? What is the thing that you want out of life? And that's the thing that I think about a lot. I used to think I wanted to run a company with 5,000 people. I was like, I want to employ a million people. And I remember my buddy at the time was like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And I like didn't even take the time to think it through. I just like, I thought that that's what you had to do. And it's like, well, why do I want to employ 5,000 people? Oh, because I want to be rich. Why do I want to be rich? What do I want to get if I was rich? What would I do? What would my life be like? So it's like, wait a second. What do I really want? And then it came down to this very significant realization that all I really want is freedom. So it's like, wait a second, I want freedom, and freedom is a way of life. It's not just financial freedom. You can have $1 million and be trapped in lots of ways. So it's like, how much money do you need? What do you need? It's just like, I want freedom. I want lifestyle. I remember I thought about being like a real estate agent. I'm like, I don't care about real estate like that. And I'm like, well, what does a real estate agent do? They work at night. They work on the weekend. I got to rush out. I'm always on the phone making deals. I'm always hustling. I got to go a Friday night at 5:00 to show a house where I'm going to make a $50,000 commission. I got to go do that. What am I? I'm going to go to the bowling alley with the boys. Like, I can't do that. I got to go sell this house. That's what you need to do. That's the lifestyle you have to have. I don't want that lifestyle. So no matter how much I like selling houses, I don't want that type of lifestyle. I don't want to live life that way. Therefore, that doesn't fit into my lifestyle design. So being rich and being free is a measurement of many things that are certainly not just money, but how you decide to live your life and how you can live your life. It's like if you could make $250,000 a year and have everything you want and go on the vacations you want and live the free and without anxiety and no one hating on it, whatever, then that may be a pretty good life. How much money do you really need to make? Do you need $1 billion? Do you need a 150-foot yacht? Or do you just need like a boat and a couple pops and whatever? It's like, what's the lifestyle that you want? That's the thing I think about all the time is I'm like, do I really need the thing that I think that I need? Do I really need a yacht? Or do I just want to be able to rent a yacht sometimes? Do I even need a yacht? What do I need the yacht for? What if it was just a boat? What if it was a sailboat? What if it was a boat that just had a bedroom? It's like, and then you start to really break it down to what you really need. And it's like, what do I really want? And then where it really starts getting crazy is then you start thinking like, well, what about people? What does your significant other look like? What is that like? Do you have a kid? Do you have kids? What are those kids like? How many kids do you have? What do the kids do? What type of pleasure and joy do the kids bring to your life? Is that being factored into your lifestyle design? Is that part of the game? I used to not think that it was. I was like, like it'll all work out, whatever, fuck it. And then I was like, now I'm like getting slightly older, and I'm like, well, shit. Like if I was gonna have a kid, when would I have a kid? All right, well, that's what that would look like. Well, imagine all the joy and struggle and all the love that would come from that. And then it's like, those are things that you can't measure. Those are things that work can't get. So it's like, well, where does this, let's say you want a family, whatever, where does that fit into your lifestyle design? If you're running a 5,000 person company, what do? You got to sell it to manage this? Well, what's the type of environment that you want them to be in? So there's so many different factors to consider that I feel like what most of us don't do is we don't take the time to think through what it is that we really actually want. And that lack of introspective thought and introspective depth often leads us to the point where we just like run forwards and then we hit a wall because we're like, wait, did I even think about what direction I was going? I was just running. And I think that that's something that we often overlook. Thanks, Karen, on Facebook. Karen on Facebook says, the thing is, we don't have to agree with you to find you funny. We need to find humor in these times, including laughing at ourselves. I disagree with most of your politics, but find you really funny, so I follow. Cool. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's great. Good. That's what I like. Yeah, like I was listening to Brad Lee one time talk about, he was like, have you thought about the house that you want to get? What street is it on? And I was like, he's like, what's the front look like? What color is it? How many bedrooms does it have? What's the number of the house? What does it look like when you walk in? Where's the garage? And it's like little shit like that. That I was like, who cares? But then I was like, wait a second, you know, it's like, that's actually a pretty significant thought where you're like, imagine if you thought that with that granular of a depth about the things that you want out of life. Because I believe the example that I think that makes the most sense is there's the example of the race car. When a race car driver is driving, and sorry if I butcher this, they tell the race car driver to focus on the road ahead that they want to go to. If you look at the wall, or if you look at where you think you might crash, you go right into that wall. You follow where you're looking. So thank you, Tiffany, for the badge. I appreciate it. So it's like, if we have to stay focused on where we want to get to, what we want. What is it that we really want? As long as we're continuing to move, we're polishing, we're getting our strengths up, then like we will achieve that. But if we don't really know with any granular way, then we won't be able to identify what it looks like. We won't be able to identify the right thing when it's right in front of our face. That's the thing that's been so cool to me about this channel, is that like I knew what it would look like. I just didn't know what it would be. But I knew that I could see it when I would see it. And that's what happened. I'm like, that makes sense. And meanwhile, I had been preparing for something that I didn't know what it was. And it just so happened that all of those things were in lockstep with the right thing. But had I not been preparing and I had been waiting for this theoretical point that eventually this is all going to manifest and the stars are going to align, it probably wouldn't have worked. So it's like the preparation meets the opportunity. And I think that that's how good things happen. But I am human like you. I am not capable of always hitting all the time or always winning. I'm just doing the best that I can. And that's it. But I think that, and I can't speak for you guys, but I think that most people see that. They see what I'm doing and what I'm putting into it, and they appreciate that. Sometimes the work even speaks for itself beyond the actual content. It's the work, it's the showing up, it's the consistency, it's the attempt. It's like I could have very easily sat on the couch and been like, I'm not feeling it tonight. And to be honest, I kind of wasn't. I'm like, like maybe I should take the day off, take the night off and start up tomorrow. And then I'm like, it's Sunday. This is when I do it. That consistency would be appreciated. I got to do what I don't think I should do. And then it ended up being good. And some people got some value from this, or at least it seems like it in the comments. So it's like, to me, that's a W. It's like, show up. So I don't know. I try to, at least I'm trying to lead by example, in the sense that like, don't look what I say, look what I do. And I think that we all could learn a lot from that. And I mean, it's not that I'm like this, I'm like this workhorse, but you can certainly tell that I'm not coming in here like half cocked with without anything, without feeling like there's some value to be shared. That's what I'm always trying to do, is I'm always just like, what value can I bring? And when I do podcasts with people, the question I always ask everybody is, I'm just like, what is your audience want? What are they looking for when they listen to your podcast? And what could I tell them that would give them the most value? So I always say. And I think that is the reason why it hits. Because I know, number one, to ask that question, and number two, that's the most important question. Where can I bring the most value? There's some quote, I forget who it's by. And it's something along the lines of like, if you want to find the richest person, find the person that's helped the most people, or like something like that. Something along, thank you, Fufu Mal, for the badge. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Something along the lines of like, the person that helps the most people like is the one who made the most money, or something like that. And it basically is on the lines of like, in order for you to obtain large quantities of wealth, you have to create value for large quantities of people. You know, like, if you want to figure out how to make more money, figure out how to create more value. Like, one thing that I've thought a lot about is that people donate a lot on these lives, which to me is a, first of all, something that is very humbling, that I'm very thankful for, because it allows me to stay independent and keep doing this. But what I really get from that is that it's like, that's where they're finding the most value. Because if they're donating money because they feel like this brought value to them, that's objectively value creation. So if I'm getting the most feedback and love from the lives, then I have to do more lives. You know? And like, that was one of the things that was an indicator to me about the lives, is I'm just like, people really find a lot of value from this. If I make a 4-minute video, you have 4 minutes of value. And the videos are cool in their own way, but it's not an hour and a half. It's not interaction. It's not, I'm going to play it while I'm at the gym. It's a short hit. It's a pop and then it's gone. Then you got to find some other content to consume. So these live streams have this way of producing much more objective depth of conversation and value beyond just the videos. So without the lives, the videos are great, but they don't have that same degree of depth. And that's the thing, is like, focusing on where the value is created for the people that buy or support you, I think is really important. So that's why I do so many lives, is because I'm like, this is where people are finding lots of value. And it's like, if I'm not creating value for people, or in the way that they want, then I'm not satisfying the need of the business. Like, I used to give a bunch of business advice when I did websites. And one of the examples that I would use is the example of a pizza place. If you love pizza and you love selling pizza, and you make pizza and it's the best pizza and you love it, and you open a pizza shop that sells pizza and it also sells sandwiches, and everybody keeps coming in and they keep buying the sandwiches, but you love pizza, it's the pizza shop, it's Bobby's Pizza Hut, whatever, and you just keep selling the pizzas, but they're buying more and more sandwiches. If you don't adjust to have more of a variety of sandwiches, so you could sell more sandwiches, so you can respond to the social and capitalist signals that indicate to you that this is where people are getting more value. Maybe you don't know why they like maybe they like the sandwiches because it's handheld and they can take it to the beach and wrap it up and eat it later. Maybe they like the sandwich because it's not as messy or sloppy as the pizza. Who knows? But it's like reacting and adjusting to not necessarily what you want all the time, but what creates the most value for people that you still love, is important. It's like, if I hated doing the live streams, yeah, maybe I wouldn't do them. But if people love them and people are getting lots of value from them, I'm going to find a way to incorporate those live streams, because it's creating it's creating value for other people, even if I may not want to do them. And I like doing them, don't get me wrong, but it's the same thing as like the pizza. It's like, it's not a pizza place anymore. It's a sandwich place that sells pizza. It's like, I'm adjusting to what the market signals are telling me. That's what the lives tell me, is I'm just like, people are finding value on these lives. I have to adjust accordingly to respond to the signals, while still doing what I want to do anyways and making my own fun spin on it. What's up, Star C? How's it going? Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. People were asking about the diapies. That's where you get them. Right, exactly. Meeting the demand. Precisely. D Papa Brew, yes, just saw your comment. Yes, agreed. Thank you, MSVT. Does anybody have any questions? I'm coming up on 2 hours. That was kind of fast. I didn't even realize that was 2 hours. See, I was just ripping. I love doing these things. These are super, super good time. Jason says on Facebook, I've been told I'm abrasive as well as an asshole. I can't do live streams. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the word can't. I don't like that. I can't. Maybe that would be your greatest advantage, that you're abrasive and an asshole. You never know. Anybody have any questions before I go? I got 4 minutes until I hit 2 hours. If anybody has any questions, I'll jam on some questions. If not, then I'll let it ride. What do I think of Kid Cudi's performance? I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why he was wearing a dress. I don't know what that's for. Maybe for attention. I mean, the game is attention. People were talking about him. I mean, if he wore a muumuu, if he wore a normal shirt, would it have worked? It was a tribute to Kurt Cobain. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. I mean, we're talking about him. Cudi wore a dress on SNL to tribute to Kurt Cobain. Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Who's my next live chat or interview with? I did an interview with Christine Lecuyer. That should be dropping this month. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Yeah, Lecuyer. I believe that's her name. Yeah, Christine Lecuyer. Yeah, or how you pronounce her name. I mean, she does a podcast called "Deciding It's Your Turn." So called "Deciding It's Your Turn." So I did a podcast with her like a week ago that should drop this month, and then I did another one. Thank you, Dina, for the really generous Venmo. Thank you so much, Dina. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm doing another podcast tomorrow. I actually forget the name of the podcast I'm doing tomorrow. So Christine Lecuyer, her podcast that I already did, that's done, should be dropping this month. I did another one with another gentleman just a couple of days ago. And I'll drop as well. And that one's already done. That one was more conversational. Corey Jean Success. Corey Jean, I believe that's his handle, Corey Jean Success. I did a live stream with him just the other day. That should be dropping hopefully in the next week or so. So that's 2. I have another podcast that I'm doing. I forget what it's called tomorrow. I forget exactly what it's called tomorrow. And then I'm going to jump on a podcast with the Drinking Bros podcast, which I believe I'm doing in like 2 weeks. So I have a couple going. D-hyphenated Rick says, which was the video that went viral? It was my first. It was called Go Big Blue Slay Queen. It's in my. It's on my YouTube. It's on my Facebook, and it's on here on Instagram. It's called Go Big Blue Slay Queen. Look in IGTV videos and scroll all the way down. You'll see it. See you later, Jason. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks to all the people that got badges. Fufu Mal, Tiffany CKP, Parada Timbercraft, Charlottini, Rebellious Arab Girl, Bobby C. Wolfie, Mayday 1111, Carly Henderson, I. Wenster, Ryan Big Ray, Feminine Me, Liz, the Megan Hayward, Some Jersey Girl, Jen Lisa 80, Mark Life, Chooks Official, Fresh 7 Coffee. Thank you guys for the badges on Instagram. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, David S., for the Venmo. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dina Brew. I appreciate that so much. Michelle, Kristen, Christine, Carrie, and Derek for the Venmos and the Cash Apps. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. I do appreciate it very, very much. D says, I've been watching your old videos. Hysterical. Thank you. MSVT, night fam, I'm going to my pineapple. Yo, so listen, so here's the thing. This is going to be a reminder to me as much as it's a reminder to you. This is the message that I have for now. Attack the weak. Tee yourself up for the ability to win. Dominate your inner bitch voice. Think about the thoughts. Think about the thoughts that you're producing and how they're affecting your decisions. Be aware of the way that your thoughts are influencing what you do every day. Find your happy place. Find your happy place. And make your bed. Yes. Find the happy place. Stay there. Don't allow for the distractions to take away from the magic. And something that I've been thinking a lot about lately is to just, it will be what it's supposed to be. So let the world do its thing and keep doing you, keep doing the things that make you the best, and it will work out. It always does. And yeah. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for all the donations. I really appreciate that. So kind of you. I do appreciate it. I do have a feeling that Billy Simpolito, I've been working on a new idea in my head about Billy. So I would be surprised if Billy and the woke goggles don't come out maybe tomorrow. I have a little skit I've been working up in my head about a new Billy interaction. And we know Billy is the guy. So I think keep your eyes peeled for that. I read all these news articles and I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. So I'm hoping to make some funny stuff, some more funny stuff. I mean, it's all funny, but when I look at all this stuff, I'm just like, this shit is fucked up. So, all right, yo, this has been the Fleshy Fun Bridge. This will be posted to Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, YouTube. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Have a good